Go to school, study hard, get good grades, find a secure government job, save money, buy a house, retire at 60. This is the advice your parents gave you, your teachers gave you, society gave you. But what if I told you? This advice is the exact reason why 99% of people retire poor or depend on their children. What if everything you learned about money from your family, your school, your entire upbringing is actually designed to keep you in the rat race forever? Today I'm breaking down one of the most controversial, most debated, and most life-changing books ever written about money, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This single book has sold over 32 million copies worldwide. It has created thousands of millionaires, and it has been translated into 51 languages. But here's the thing. This book made people angry. Banks hate it. Traditional financial advisors hate it. Even some parents hate it. Why? Because it exposes the truth about money that the system doesn't want you to know. Stay till the end of this video because the last lesson will completely shatter everything you believe about wealth and success. Before we dive into the lessons, let me tell you the fascinating story behind this book. Robert Kiyosaki grew up in Hawaii in the 1950s. And he had something very unique, two fathers who taught him about life and money. His real father, the man he calls Poor Dad, was everything society tells us to become. He had a PhD. He was highly educated. He worked as the head of education for the state of Hawaii. He earned a great salary. He had job security. He had respect. On paper, Poor Dad was successful, but Robert also had a second father figure, his best friend Mike's dad. He calls him Rich Dad. Rich Dad? He never even finished 8th grade, dropped out of school, started working at age 13, had no fancy degrees, no government job, no security. On paper, Rich Dad was a failure. But here's where it gets interesting. By the end of their lives, Poor Dad, the PhD holder, the government employee, the successful man, died leaving behind unpaid bills, debt, and financial stress for his family. Rich Dad, the school dropout, the uneducated man, became one of the richest men in all of Hawaii. He left behind businesses, real estate, investments, and generational wealth. Same city. Same time period, same opportunities, completely different results. The difference? Not education, not luck, not connections. The difference was how they thought about money, their mindset. Poor Dad believed money is the root of all evil. Rich Dad believed lack of money is the root of all evil. Poor Dad said, "I can't afford it." Rich Dad said, "How can I afford it?" One statement closes your brain, the other opens it. And these small differences in thinking created massive differences in results. Today I'm sharing the 6 powerful lessons that Rich Dad taught Robert. Lessons that can transform your financial life too. Lesson number 1. And this is where your entire understanding of money needs to change. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. Let me explain with Robert's own story. When Robert was just 9 years old, he went to Rich Dad and said, "Can you teach me how to be rich?" Rich Dad agreed, but he didn't give Robert a book. He didn't give a lecture. He gave him a job. Robert started working at Rich Dad's small convenience store. His salary? 10 cents per hour. This was the 1950s, but even then, 10 cents was almost nothing. Robert worked every Saturday. 3 hours of dusting shelves, arranging products, cleaning, for 30 cents a week. After 3 weeks, Robert was angry. He went to Rich Dad and said, "This isn't fair. You're exploiting me. My friend's dad was right. You're a cheap businessman who takes advantage of people. I quit." And you know what Rich Dad did? He smiled. He said, "Good. 3 weeks and you already sound like most of my employees, blaming the boss, complaining about low pay, threatening to quit. You know what they do next? They find another job, another boss to blame, another salary to complain about, and they do this their entire lives. Rich Dad continued. Most people have a price. They get scared of not paying bills, so they take any job. Then they get a little money. They buy things. Now they need more money, so they work harder, earn more, spend more, work even harder. This is called the rat race, and most people never escape it. The powerful lesson. Then Rich Dad offered Robert a choice. Option 1, work for 25 cents an hour, a raise. Option 2, work for free and learn how to never need a paycheck. Robert chose to work for free. And that's when the real education began. Rich Dad taught him, if you work for money, you give power to your employer. But if you learn to make money work for you, you have the power. Poor Dad's advice. Study hard so you can find a good company to work for. Rich Dad's advice. Study hard so you can find a good company to buy. Which advice are you following right now? Lesson 2. Financial literacy. Why the rich get richer. This is the heart of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you understand nothing else, understand this. Kiyosaki says there is one fundamental difference between rich people and poor people. Just one. Rich people acquire assets. Poor people acquire liabilities, but they think they're buying assets. Let's break this down completely. What is an asset? An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. Simple definition. If it brings money in, it's an asset. Examples of assets: a rental property that gives you Rs 20,000 rent every month, stocks that pay you dividends quarterly, a business that generates profit even when you're sleeping, bonds that pay you interest, royalties from a book, music, or patent, a YouTube channel that earns ad revenue, yes, like this one. Intellectual property that others pay to use money comes in. That's an asset. What is a liability? A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. If money goes out, it's a liability. Examples of liabilities: your car. You pay EMI, insurance, petrol, maintenance, repairs. Your expensive phone bought on credit, clothes bought on EMI, that fancy watch to impress others, credit card debt, personal loans, money goes out. That's a liability. The controversial truth. Now here's where Kiyosaki made people angry. He said, your home is not an asset, it's a liability. Wait, what? Everyone says buying a house is the best investment. But think about it honestly. Every month, you pay EMI, money goes out. You pay property tax, money goes out. You pay maintenance, money goes out. You pay society charges, money goes out. You pay for repairs, money goes out. Is any money coming in? No. Until you sell your house, it's taking money from you every single month. That's a liability, not an asset. Now, Kiyosaki isn't saying don't buy a house. He's saying don't fool yourself into thinking it's making you rich. Here's how different people handle money. Poor person's pattern. Income comes in, pays rent, buys things. Month end, 0. Next month, repeat. Middle class person's pattern. Income comes in, pays EMIs, home, car, phone, pays bills, buys things on credit. Month end, debt increases. They look rich, big house, nice car, but they're trapped in payments forever. Rich person's pattern. Income comes in, buys assets first. Assets generate more income, uses asset income to buy luxuries. Their money makes more money. They get richer while sleeping. The formula for wealth is simple. Income, buy assets. Assets, create income. Buy more assets. Repeat. Poor Dad said, our house is our biggest asset. Rich Dad said, if it's not putting money in your pocket, it's not an asset. The rich understand this. That's why they keep getting richer. But lesson number 3, mind your own business. Now this sounds like don't interfere in others' matters. But that's not what Rich Dad meant. Rich Dad told Robert, your profession is not your business. Confused? Let me explain. Your profession is what you do 9 to 5, your job, how you pay your bills. You might be a doctor, an engineer, a teacher, a software developer, a banker. That's your profession. But your business is your asset column. What are you building on the side? What will make you money when you stop working? Most people spend 40 years building someone else's business. You make your boss rich. You make the company shareholders rich. You make the government rich through taxes. You make the bank rich through loan interest. At the end of 40 years, you retire with a pension that's maybe 30 to 40% of your last salary. You've built nothing for yourself. Rich Dad said, the mistake most people make is that they work their whole life for everyone else except themselves. Now, I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. That's foolish. Keep your job. It pays your bills. It gives you security while you build. But in your spare time, evenings, weekends, holidays, focus on building your asset column. What can you do? Small steps to start. Learn about investing in stocks and mutual funds. Save money to eventually buy a small rental property. Start a side business based on your skills. Create digital products, courses, ebooks, templates. Build an online presence that can generate income. Learn about cryptocurrency and other investments. Let's say you're a graphic designer working at an agency. That's your profession. Your business could be selling design templates online, passive income, teaching design on YouTube, ad revenue, investing your savings in dividend stocks, investment income, eventually buying a small commercial property, rental income. Your job pays today's bills. Your assets pay for your future freedom. The rich understand this deeply. That's why they're always building, always investing, always growing their asset column. Lesson 4 is going to make you a little angry, but it's important you understand this. Let's talk about taxes. The income tax system was originally created to tax the rich. The idea was simple: take from the rich, give to the poor. But here's what actually happened. The middle class ended up paying the most taxes. How is this possible? Aren't the rich supposed to pay more? Yes, they're supposed to. But the rich understand the tax code. They know the rules of the game, and they use these rules legally to minimize their taxes. Here's how a typical employee's income works. You earn Rs 10 lakhs per year. Government takes tax, let's say Rs 1.5 lakhs. You get Rs 8.5 lakhs. You pay all your expenses from this. Pattern, earn, get taxed, spend what's left. Now here's how a business owner's income works. Business earns Rs 10 lakhs. Business pays expenses: car, travel, phone, meals, office. Let's say Rs 5 lakhs. Taxable income is only Rs 5 lakhs. Tax on Rs 5 lakhs is much lower. Pattern, earn, spend through business, pay tax on what's left. Same income, very different tax. The corporate shield. The rich use corporations as their greatest tool. A corporation is a separate legal entity. It can own assets, protecting your personal wealth, pay expenses before taxes, write off vehicles, travel, entertainment as business costs, carry forward losses to reduce future taxes, hire family members, and distribute income. When Rich Dad bought a car, his corporation bought it. Business expense. When Poor Dad bought a car, he used after-tax money. Personal expense. Same car. But Rich Dad essentially got a discount through tax savings. Kiyosaki says, the rich play the game differently because they know the rules. Poor people complain about taxes. Middle class pays the most taxes. Rich people use legal strategies to minimize taxes. Now, I'm not saying evade taxes, that's illegal and wrong. I'm saying learn the tax code. Understand what deductions you can claim. Explore starting a side business. Consult with a good CA or tax advisor. The knowledge of how money works, this is financial intelligence, and it's more valuable than any school degree. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. This sounds strange, right? How can you invent money? But this is one of the most powerful concepts in the book. Rich Dad told Robert, money is not real. It's just what we agree it is. Once you understand this, you can create it. Poor people wait for opportunities. Rich people create opportunities. Let me share a story from the book. Kiyosaki found a small house that was in bankruptcy. The owner was desperate to sell. Market value was around 75,000. Because it was a bankruptcy sale and the owner needed quick cash, Robert offered 45,000. The offer was accepted. Now he didn't have 45,000 a year, so he took a short-term loan, bought the house, made some minor repairs, and sold it for $95,000 within a few months. Profit: $95,000, $45,000, repairs, loan costs, door approximately $40,000 time invested, maybe 30 hours total. He didn't create value from hard work, he created value from knowledge and courage. Most people saw that house and thought, I can't afford it. Robert thought, how can I afford it? To create money like this, you need 3 skills. 1. Find opportunities others miss. Most people are too busy or too scared to look for opportunities. They wait for someone to hand them success. The rich actively look for undervalued assets, emerging markets, and problems they can solve. 2. Raise capital. Don't say, I don't have money. Instead, ask, how can I get the money? Investors, partners, loans, crowdfunding. There are many ways to fund a good opportunity. 3. Organize smart people. You don't need to know everything. You need to know people who know things. Lawyers, accountants, brokers, mentors. Build a team around you. Kiyosaki says your brain is your most valuable asset. A trained brain can identify opportunities everywhere. An untrained brain sees only obstacles. One single good idea, executed well, can make you more money than 10 years of salary. Invest in books, courses, seminars, mentors. Your financial education has the highest return on investment. Poor dad said, I'll never be rich. Rich dad said, I'm a rich man, and rich men don't do this. Notice the difference? Rich dad spoke like a rich man even before he was rich. His brain was programmed for wealth. Lesson 6. And this one can change how you make career decisions forever. Poor dad believed in specialization. He said, focus on one thing, become an expert, be the best in your field. Rich dad believed in generalization. He said, know a little about a lot. Understand how different things connect. Who was right? Kiyosaki gives an interesting example. Look at McDonald's. Does McDonald's make the best burger? No. You can find better burgers at many small restaurants, but McDonald's is a multi-billion-dollar company. Why? Because McDonald's is not really a burger company. It's a system. It's real estate. It's marketing. It's management. The founders understood sales, systems, franchise models, real estate strategy, and brand building. They weren't the best cooks. They were the best business people. Kiyosaki says, most people are one skill away from great wealth. Think about this. A brilliant doctor might fail in business because they don't understand marketing. An amazing engineer might stay poor because they fear public speaking. A talented artist might struggle because they can't sell their work. A skilled chef might never grow because they don't understand finance. The most important skills for wealth are not taught in school. 1. Sales. Everything in life is selling. Selling your ideas, selling your skills, selling yourself in interviews, selling to customers. The better you sell, the more you earn. Period. 2. Communication. Writing clearly, speaking confidently, negotiating effectively, persuading others. 3. Financial literacy. Understanding income statements, balance sheets, cash flow, investments. 4. Investing, making your money grow, understanding risk and return. 5. Understanding people leadership, team building, managing relationships. If this video opened your eyes to a new way of thinking about money, smash that like button right now. It helps this video reach more people who need to hear this message. Subscribe to this channel if you want more book summaries that can actually change your life. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. And comment below. Tell me, what is one asset you're planning to buy or build this year? I read every comment. Also, share this video with that one friend who needs to hear this. Who's stuck in the rat race? Who's following poor dad's advice? Share it with them. This knowledge can change lives. It changed mine. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and start building your wealth. Your future rich self will thank you for watching this video today.